All right, let's try this. Looks like we're live. Okay, it's still, yeah, still looks good. Good. Still looks good. All right, let's do this. So we are trying to get the logging working in Takeout here. So if you don't remember, or if you didn't watch the last stream, the idea was I wanted to create like some sort of Takeout log command that was going to output all of the Docker commands that we actually run while using Takeout. Because right now, when we do something like Takeout list, there's quite a few Docker commands that get run that we don't see. Okay, let's get Docker running. That might help. All right. Give it a second while it boots up. So yeah, the idea being that we monitor for the Docker service. We run the Docker run commands for specific services. So it would be really helpful if we could see those commands, if we could see those Docker run commands for lots of purposes, for debugging and for learning. I feel like this will be a great tool for someone to enable a MySQL container and go and look at the exact command that was run, and then they could just copy and paste that command later on down the line and make some modifications to some flags if they choose to start dipping into Docker a little bit. But first things first is we gotta get the logging system up and running here. All right, so let's see. It should have brought Docker up. Okay, cool. So I did have a melee search container running, but it's currently stopped. I don't believe we have a Takeout start. Oh, I was actually not aware of this. Okay, we have a Takeout start command. All right, so now if we do Takeout list, oh yeah, there it is. Wow, I like that. So there was a few Docker commands in there that were run, and I don't know exactly what they were. As a user, as a normal end user, like that's fine. But as maybe a power user, I want to look into that, or as a maintainer, I would like to get some logging in here. And so I built this out, and let's see if I can get this working the same way as last time. So if I do a split screen, actually I'm gonna do a split this way, and we're gonna tail a log file, and then I do takeout list. See, did I get any changes here? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I was using my globally installed takeout. What I need to do is a /takeout list. There we go. Now we see some changes. So if I do a /takeout enable Redis, here are all the commands that are getting run, and we should see a Redis one come in, and after I answer these questions, of course. All right, and there it is. So here we are. The Docker run -d name, gave it a name, added a volume using library Redis, and then the Buster tag. So this is really helpful, and in fact we had an error here, which is kind of nice. So I set it up so that if we don't get a zero status from the process, it will log it out as an error. Otherwise, it'll just log it out as generic information. So I'm wondering why this would have returned a non-zero. All right, I'll have to look into that. I'm not really sure why that would return a non-zero, because it's finding something. And I know there's a way to like echo. Yeah, the previous command had a zero exit status code. Yeah, I don't know why that showed up. Let's take a quick look at the code and before I start a build. I'm afraid if I start a build, it's gonna the stream is gonna break on me like last time. But if it breaks, it breaks, and I got to figure out a way to get it working. So yeah, if the exit code is not zero, then log error. Otherwise, log info. All right, gotta look into that one. So now the idea is I want to run a build, and then I want to use the build binary to actually run this logging system. And the reason why I'm not 100% sure on how this is. Isn't this not showing up? Well, it's what's up, Marcel? It's good to see you on here, man. So yeah, it's passing now. It's passing now because it's able to see that. But if it wasn't, I mean, it's just a grep, right? Like if I do like echo, echo Redis, and I grep against Redis. Yeah, so it found something, and then if I grep against something that's not there, like blah. Oh yeah, that's that might be. Oh no, see, yeah, it's a zero status code either way. Or maybe I'm just maybe this check I'm running is not the right one. Because there's a let me look that up real quick. Check last command status code, and I don't have my my browser in my scene right now, so it's not showing up. Is it $? I don't know. I don't know which bash command it is. If you know it, throw it in the chat. But I forgot exactly which command it was to check the previously run command status code. But anyway, so now I want to run a build on Takeout and actually use the build binary to try to run a logger and see if that works. So let's see, it's going to be PHP artisan artisan Takeout. What? Is it Takeout app? Build? Oh yeah, it is. This doesn't really matter because I'm not going to push this build out until I make sure this is all running correctly. And this is where it stopped building last time. What is going on? Oh, looks like it moved. We got further than last time. Last time this is where my stream broke. So I was wondering if it was the build process or if it was something else. I actually removed a lot of elements from my scene, a lot of sources in my OBS scene. So I'm hoping that was the case. Did I remove? Hang on a second. I think I gotta bring this chat window back out. Yeah, there we go. I closed the chat window by accident. Okay, great. So we compiled it. We have the build. And that should be under builds takeout. So now if I do builds takeout, we should get the fake 1.3.4 release, which was just a random number that I picked. Now let's see if we can enable. Oh, what did we? I have to check to see what I set the log to be actually, because there's in the app service provider we specifically set the single path to be something different if it's running through a FAR. So it should be, let's see, FAR dir name logs takeout, otherwise storage path logs takeout. So let's see if in builds, so we have takeout here. Just do like takeout list. Yes. Okay, so it created that logs file. So now if I were to go to my split, I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to cd into the takeout builds directory, and I'm going to tail the log file that's in logs takeout. And if I run this takeout list, yes, it works. Okay, so it's going to create a log file in the relative to the path of the FAR file itself. Let me show you here. So in the app service provider is what is where I created this. This is straight from the documentation for Laravel 0. And so that's just saying if the FAR is running, use this particular directory. So it's relative to the FAR wherever the wherever the far file is running from, create a logs takeout.log. Otherwise, put it into the storage path, and that's perfect because now it's outside of the far file itself, whereas before it was going to be internal to the far file, and in that case, it's the log is, or it's the files in there are just not editable. You can't create new files and you can't modify files. So this is great because now the log file is on the outside of that archive file. So what would that look like for, where would that actually get placed on my system, which I installed using Composer? So it would be under Composer vendor bin takeout, and then it would just create a log file there. I don't know if we'd want it there. I feel like we'd want it somewhere maybe in the home directory. Let me try making it run in the home directory, and see if I can get it running in the home directory. I'd be a little happier. I wouldn't want. I just don't want to lose log files inside the Composer vendor directory. So yeah. Let's see if I can get that working. If I can get it working where it, no matter where the far runs, I can get it on the user's home directory. Oh, but I'd also, okay, we need to make sure this works across operating systems as well. So I will need to eventually boot up my virtual machines that I accidentally botched this weekend or this week. So yeah, that should be fun. Dir name. Not familiar with this. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Returns the parent directory's path. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to get this working on Windows. I have done so little Windows development. I need to figure out how our Windows users are actually using Takeout, if it's within WSL or like PowerShell of some sort. So for now, I'm going to try to make it work on Macs, and then I'm going to do some more testing on other machines once I get there. So I don't want to put it in the directory. I want to put it in like, maybe like just home logs. Okay, let's see if I can get something written in here, if this works. Let's run another build. Oh gosh, that's right. It takes a while for this build. that's running, I'm going to look at my computer stats real quick. Yeah, the CPU's pretty hot. Build. I wonder if there's a better way to test this. Oh yeah, I guess I could just take out the if statement in the app service provider and just have it instead of using the storage file, try running directly into the home directory. So, well, if this doesn't work, we'll try that. Okay, so we need to go into builds. Remove this logs directory, and then we run takeout list. Now this should create a logs file for us, but not here. Oh gosh, it created it here. It created under a tilde directory. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this? Of course it would do that. What is even this tilde? That's too funny. Yeah. Okay, that did not work. Let's see if there's anything in the documentation for this. I'm gonna try sharing it now and see if I can get this not to blow up. Put it right about there. All right, so this is going to be under Laravel 0. I want to check out what the log so this is where I got the ternary for where the log files get stored. I guess I'd want it to work similar to how Laravel Valet works. Right? And Valet has logs. Let's check that out. Actually, before I do that, let me see what Laravel logging is. Yeah, configuration. Yeah, that's doesn't go into getting it into like the home directory, the user's home directory. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Do they even use logs here? Configuration test? All right, let's see. Test log directory is created with a log file if it doesn't exist. Okay, so it just uses file system. So now I'm going to search for valet home path. Where is touch once on file system resolve configuration class create log directory. Ensure directory exists. This is interesting. Okay. Valet home path. I want to see where this gets created. Ensure directory exists. Hey Kia, good to see you again. Hopefully, hopefully the stream is looking a little better this time. Let me know if you see any weirdness like last time. All right, so ensure directory exists. You pass through a path. Owner null mode 755. If this directory does not exist, okay, so ensure directory exists isn't checking for a directory, it's making sure that a directory exists. Okay, so let's go back here, create log directory. Okay, files, ensure directory exists. And what is this user helper? Obviously, I don't think valet uses Laravel 0, so things are going to be a little different here, but it's probably in a helper file. I think it's here. Trying to see where this user helper method or whatever it is gets created. Sudo user. Okay, that's right. Because when you run valet, well, you'd have to put in your credentials. Maybe if I write function user. There we go, it was right there. The helpers file, just like I said it was. All right. Get the user, if server sudo user, return user. Well, they're pulling it from server. We're not going to have access to server. So that does not work for us. All right, let's go back to this app service provider. Let's see, maybe this string is just wrong. Let's see. And this is going to be running in a particular directory, like a composer directory of some sort. It's, yeah, and there's no PHP helper to detect where that's going to get stored. All right. I mean, if that's the case, yeah, I don't see an easy way of us figuring out how to get a log file into the home directory and then have it working across all the operating systems like we want it to. We might just need to leave it running with the FAR file. We'll undo that. We'll undo that. All right, so now we are back to normal. So now let's again go to builds, and then there's no log file in here. But if we run takeout list, oh, that's interesting. It didn't. Okay, I removed. Yeah, I think I just may have. No, I had the right binary in there. Anyway, let's just go ahead and run a new build here. Like this. Takeout app build 1.3.8. All right, so we're building this. We're building it again with the hang on a second, let me just double check what we are building it with, because I didn't. Yeah, so we're building it where it would just create a logs directory logs directory in the same directory where the FAR file is running, which is going to be on Macs. It's going to be /.composer vendor Titan takeout bin. It's not the most ideal spot for a log file. We're also going to want to make sure that we include something that can clear out that log file. We don't want those log files just getting gigantic. And maybe a way to enable and disable logging. Right. So I remember I wanted to run these builds because I wanted to see how the builds ran or created the log files. Now that I know how it creates it, we can go through and make a couple of adjustments. One is put this, instead of it just being on all the time, put it behind some sort of flag where you can say takeout, log, or takeout enable log, or something along those lines, where it's not just logging all the time. It's only going to be logging when that particular flag is active. So that would be nice. And then we also want to include something that we can clear that log with an easy command, because it's going to be relatively inconvenient location for just the end user to find that log file. All right, we got it compiled successfully. Let's go into the builds directory, and if we run takeout, well, first of all, yeah, we can see there's only a takeout binary in this directory. So if I were to run takeout list, it would give me the list, but there it is. Phew. I was worried it wasn't going to be there. All right, log files there, and then of course, we could cat out the log file and see all of the information that's in there. So these are the 3 commands that takeout list will call, and then of course if you run enable whatever service you want, there'll be a few more commands that show up in there. Cool, so we have logging working. We have logging working in the FAR file. The next thing I want to do is create let's say a log command. Now how is this going to look? Is it going to be just like takeout log and then like start tailing the log file? That wouldn't be too bad, actually. It would like enable and tail at the same time. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so where are we on our Git stuff? Okay, so we've got builds. Okay, so we got everything in builds, and we usually send builds up. Yeah, we're not going to need any of this, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of those. So we're now at a clean head. All right, so let's jump in here. Actually, before we do that, let's do is it PHP or takeout? Actually, what's the Laravel 0 command to make a command? Is there something like that? Can't remember the last time I actually made one. Yeah, make PHP and then your app name, PHP takeout, and then command make? No, make command. Log command. All right, let's open up the log command. Log command. All right, and this signature is just going to be log. Yeah, like enable, I guess enable, yeah, enable logging and tail log file. Do we need to? See, I thought it just worked. I don't think we have to like register the command anywhere. Oh, yes, of course. This is going to be confusing. Just because I have Takeout installed globally and I have my local version. Okay, I just have to remember to preface my command with a ./, and I'll know that it's all working here. So somehow enable logging, and then tail the log file. Now, how are we going to enable logging with a log command? I feel like there has to be a flag somewhere. It has to be some sort of Boolean somewhere that the entire app is going to be able to read. Okay, I have an idea. So we have these configs. We even have a logging config. Let's see what's in our logging config. Okay, so it's just like where the logs go. Do we have a value for like enable, disable in here? We just have a default channel. I feel like we can do something like enabled true. So yeah, by default logging is going to be false. Yeah, so by default it's false, and then we can use something similar to like what we did in our app service provider, which is on the fly modifying this config. So we can say config logging dot enabled is going to be true. So I guess I should have like a log. It should be like log start or something, and then like a log start and then log stop. So that would be the enabling part, and then tail the log file. Now, how are we gonna run a tail command? Because it's a long running command. Actually, this on the fly. I wonder if it's only for the session. If it's only for the session that it's currently running. All right, let's try this. I'm going to call this log start command. So log start command, and then it's going to be log. Actually, no, the log command, and then we can make this an option. Log like a. Is this how it is? Option. Just looking at the commands documentation. Name. Okay, so it's using Artisan console. No, so this is gonna have to be something like log, and then yeah, option. It's been so long since I've written one of these. This argument. Okay, so it's gonna be this argument option. So let's see if this works. Missing option. Oh. Missing option. Not enough arguments. Missing option. Oh, log. Okay, log start. Okay, there we go. Log end. Okay. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'm pretty sure this is just if it's on the fly, yeah, it's only gonna modify it for this process and not for every other running process. All right, because I should be able to run takeout log like start, and then if I were to do we have Tinker actually? No, I thought there was a way to get Tinker in there. Oh yeah, so Jorge Gonzalez has a Tinker 0, but yeah, we don't need that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new command. PHP takeout make command just a test command real quick. This is all it's going to be, just test. And then inside of handle, it's going to die and dump config, and I think I'm going to do logging dot enabled. I feel like I already know the answer to this. Takeout test. Yeah, it's false. If I run log start. Yeah, of course. It's going to continue to be false. I might need to make this like a specific file. Let's try that out. I mean, what else do we get? What else am I doing? Come on. So I'm going to create a. We don't need this anymore because that's not going to be our point of truth. In the log command, let's create a file here. Let's call it something like, log.txt or something in the root of our project. And that will check to see if that file exists. And if it does exist, then send the logs. And if it doesn't, we won't send the logs. Now I need to double check that Laravel 0, Laravel 0 has file system. You can use a storage facade or the file facade. Okay, so I'm going to copy this over from the docs. I'm going to import file facade. Oh, it's already just works. There we go. I think that's what they wanted. Yeah, use Illuminate's support storage facade. Okay. File put, get current working directory, directory separator. I'm sorry about that. And then this is going to be log.txt, and we're not even going to put anything in here. It's if this argument option start all right, so if it's start, we're gonna place that there, and I guess we can do the for now I'm just gonna do an else. I want to, I'm pretty sure there's like a way we could do like a enum of some sort on our inputs. Actually, let's see, prompting for input, auto completion, multiple choice. There you go. But I don't want it to be like a separate prompt. I just want them to say log start and log stop. And I guess if they don't select one of those, then it's not going to work. So in file system, or sorry, in fly system, we got a file put. And how do we remove? Delete a file is delete, as you would expect. But I think delete just needs the path as opposed to put, which is, yeah, path and contents. So I'm gonna delete all of that. Oh, what's this? String, space after opening parenthesis. Oh, it doesn't like this space. Log.txt does not require double quotes. Okay, change that. And we'll do that here. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's TLN for you. Now, if I run this command, takeout log start, I should see, there it is, log.txt. And if I do takeout log stop, okay, yeah, because it's the wrong takeout log stop, it's gone. Great. Okay, so we've created the flag, something that's going to tell our system to log or not log, and now I want to read it in the logic itself. And so that is going to be inside of our shell. I believe it's our shell. Yep. So information process, are we going to even need to do any of this? So yeah, essentially here we can say, you know, if the file exists, if file if file has, that's a weird way of writing that, has, and then the API. So let me open up the log command. Get current working directory, directory separator, log.txt, and that should be it. And then I have to import file. And I mean, I think that's it. So now if we were to do, okay, I'm going to split the screen again. The log file is going to be created in storage. Okay, so again, it's going to be in storage logs, takeout log. But before I do that, I'm just going to echo a blank into storage so it clears it out. All right, so now we're tailing it. If I run something like takeout list. Didn't like something. File system has does not exist. Let's check the Laravel. Storage exists. Anyone know how to use the file facade? Haven't used it to check if a file exists. Says illuminate file system has does not exist. File. Okay, let's try this here. This is gonna be in shell. All right, new tail down at the bottom. Now let's try to run takeout list. Okay, the command succeeded. There was no log. Now if I run takeout log start, of course I have to run it using my local install, takeout log start, and then I run takeout list. There it is. There it is. Okay, so now we're getting logs. We have that feature flag essentially working. Now if I do something like takeout enable, or let's do disable Redis. There we go. We got all these commands coming flying at us. These are what we're running. This is what we're running. And then I'm going to say takeout log stop. Takeout log stop. Now if I again run takeout list, now it's not hitting our log files. All right, I'm happy. I'm good to go. I'm going to leave it as is. Probably clean it up and then talk to some of the other maintainers and see what the best route for getting something like this deployed would be. Thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate you guys all joining me on this fun journey of getting logging working in Takeout. I'm super excited to get this released. It's gonna be a good feature. And with that, I'm gonna head out, get some sleep. Later, y'all.